Up, Tamuk's art faculty gets creative. Plus,
Texas A&M University Kingsville crowns the next Miss Tamuk, and
we take a deep dive into students' mental health.
this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network starts right now.
Hello, Javelinas, and welcome to the final episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network for the spring 2024 semester. I'm your host, Mariana Soria.
And I'm Bella Grossman. Let's get right into our first story.
The art faculty recently held an art exhibit showcasing pieces from a variety of professors. Our co-sports editor, Matthew Roberts, was there to paint us a clearer picture.
Hey Javelinas, I'm Matthew Roberts, and we are here at the Ben Bailey Art Gallery, where we are going to be interviewing students and faculty. So let's go check it out. So my first question for you is, what does it mean to have your art set up here in this gallery?
Well, I'm actually really excited to be able to show some of my work. My students are always asking me what my work looks like, and so it's good for me to give them this opportunity to actually display it on the wall, and they can see it sort of in the context of the gallery.
What kind of example do you think this sets for the students? You know, having your art up in this gallery, what kind of example do you think it sets for them to want to put their art up in this gallery? Maybe during the senior art gallery or any art gallery that they may be able to put their art up in?
Sure. Well, it's very important for the students to see the work of their professors. One of the main reasons that it's really important is so that in that way they can understand what real true craftsmanship is like. They can understand what it's like to be a professional in the art world and what that means and what it means to show your art and have it look nice and neat. And then of course it's good for them just to be able to know the kind of work that their professors are doing. So then that way whenever they're signing up for classes, they can know, oh, okay, well this person's really good at this. I might want to take a class with them and study that particular art form.
What's your favorite art piece here in this gallery?
Honestly, there's a lot of really good pieces. I would say that my favorite ones are Miss Folden's, the drawing ones, and also the ceramic work. Mainly because that's what I do and that's what I like to do as well. So I do a lot of drawings and ceramic work, and I think that's the connection that I get from all of those pieces.
Thank you for watching. Now, back to the desk with Mariana and Bella.
Many women have had to struggle in silence with issues such as rape and sexual assault. However, student engagement in campus life aims to break that silence and give women a voice with Take Back the Night. Our forum editor, Liliana Peña, was there with more.
We're here to fight against the darkness, to show that we're no longer afraid, and the light is our show of commitment and our strength and our support to survivors, as well as our determination in keeping our campus safe. So if you can please take a moment as we bow our heads.
Welcome to our coverage of Take Back the Night, a powerful movement dedicated to creating safe communities and ending all forms of sexual violence. How has your story empowered you, and what do you hope to spread to others?
My story, I think, is more of always trust your instincts. When you know something's not right, know and be aware of your surroundings, think of what you could do next, and always know resources and where they're at for you. And that's what I want to encourage students. I was fortunate that nothing happened to me, and that the individuals stopped what they were potentially going to do to me. But it just reminds me of just always telling people that they need to always trust their instinct.
What advice would you give to survivors who are afraid to speak out?
I know it's hard. There are individuals here, if you want to first start off with speaking with a confidential counselor, Student Health and Wellness Counseling Services. All the counselors are the only resource on the campus that is considered confidential. So if you would like to start sharing your story with someone and start in that area where it's confidential, it's safe, then start there.
How do people navigate their emotions when people are publicly speaking about their experiences?
Okay, so when somebody's navigating their feelings, I mean, it's natural. I think you saw even the police officer got choked up because it's very personal, and the emotions that you feel, oftentimes we remember not only in our brain, but also in our bodies, right? And so you have that somatic response as well. And so how do you navigate that? I mean, I just think it's very important to just be honest. What you'll find often is that people will come alongside you, want to encourage you, want to hug you, want to support you. And so I would encourage people not to be afraid to be emotional about their experience, to express those emotions. We're real. We all have emotions, and I really think it's important to not hide those, because it really helps other people bring those emotions out. You're going to find that you have lots of support when you do so.
Now back to the desk with Mariana and Bella.
Texas A&M University Kingsville held their annual Miss Tamook pageant, where contestants were able to compete for the crown. Our co-editor-in-chief, Briana Beltran, can tell us all about it.
Many would assume being Miss Tamook includes continuous smiles, tiaras, and sashes. What they wouldn't know is how much time and dedication it takes to fulfill this role. Join us as we anticipate the crowning of the next Miss Texas A&M University Kingsville.
Ladies and gentlemen, our evening gown competition.
If you could give a bit of inspiration or words of wisdom to the next Miss Tamook, what would you tell her?
I would just tell her to enjoy every event, be very present in each moment, make those connections, and to really feel that you are such a big part of this university. You have a platform to help make changes for the students, to be a lending ear or shoulder to cry on, or whatever it is, to just take this reign with as much humility as you can, to just enjoy your time, because it's going to fly by.
Texas A&M University Kingsville 2024 is Robin Valdez.
Congratulations, you're now the Miss Tamook 2024. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I'm so glad to have this opportunity to represent our beautiful campus.
What sparked your inspiration for running in general?
I wanted to make a difference in that one girl's life. If they're scared, they're timid, just to be able to take that risk, take that first step, because I was once a shy, intimidated girl. I did not want to do anything. I wanted to be at home. Just wanted to go to school, come home. But I took this risk today to be on that stage in front of everybody. And so I want to influence that one person, one girl, to take that one step that's going to lead them further into their future.
Thank you for watching. Now, back to the desk with Mariana and Bella.
Whether you're young or old, many of us have had experience using a printer. Same could be said for Job Gonzalez. The twist? He's printing in the third dimension. Our co-editor-in-chief, Briana Beltran, shows us what it takes to be printing with Job.
From doodles on paper to three-dimensional creations, Job Gonzalez has proven that he can print it all. How did you start your passion for 3D printing?
Actually, it was a combination of things. It was a mix of like organization. They would bring it up and I guess showcase some of the capabilities. And then working here in this department, that's when I actually got to be more hands-on. And also being able to purchase my own and helping other students was pretty much how I solidified, I guess, my area in 3D printing.
How did you learn these skills? Was it in your course or did you learn in your free time?
Initially, I learned in my free time. And then in the mechanical engineering department, we do have one course where we cover at least 3D printing for a lab. And then from there, I just kept continuing on my own and helping students. And from there, I just kept learning and kept teaching others.
Your professor mentioned that you were a part of different research projects. Can you take us through some of the ones that you're working on currently?
Right now, so I'm making a lattice structure that is using a composite. And so the inner part is 3D printed, and then the outer edges or the outer faces are glass fiber or fiberglass. And then another one is where we're just seeing the capabilities of the machines and how they print in certain orientations, their total strength, where they're going to fail, how they're going to fail. And so for right now, those are two areas, and then there's another one where we're trying to see how flexible materials will behave, with certain designs or certain behaviors. From here, you can probably apply it to other areas. And so one of the main areas we were looking for was sheet actuators. But as of now, all the data I'm collecting is just the general properties of the material and general behavior.
Thank you for watching. Now, back to the desk with Mariana and Bella.
Don't go anywhere just yet, because our biggest story is up next after this commercial break.
Latest issue of South Texan. Let's go. That's great. Hey man, when is this one coming out again? When is the next issue coming out?
What do you mean next issue?
The next issue of the South Texan? the award-winning student publication?
So that one is actually our last issue of the semester. There won't be a new one until probably mid-June.
June? I can't wait till June. June. Should last me till June.
You're not you without the South Texan.
I knew the South Texan would be back.
Welcome back, Javelinas, to this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Mariana Soria.
And I'm Bella Grossman. Let's get right into our final story.
As the semester comes to a close, many students face the challenges of burnout and a decline in mental health. Our co-editor-in-chief, Christopher Olivares, asked the question, are students' minds really being taken care of?
In light of recent events on campus, we took to the streets of Tamuc to discuss mental health awareness with students and faculty.
What message would you want to give to your students as they move into the last week of school and as they move into finals?
I would just say that nothing's permanent. That what you're going through, if it's hard and it feels like it's the worst time of your life, just know that it's going to pass. Every time in my life when I've had a hardship, like my dad passing, for example, I felt like my world had ended and I just couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I stuck it out. And my words of encouragement to students that are dealing with stress and might have some other issues that feel like they're being attacked, just hold on. It's temporary. Everything will pass. This too shall pass is a very good saying because it will. They all do. Even the worst things, they pass.
An independent study by Benjamin Hasso showed that 93% of the participants voted yes on experiencing burnout. This is what Benjamin Hasso had to say about his mental health experience on campus.
Do you know of an experience of yourself or somebody that you might know that has gone to these resources that are available on campus, and what was their experience with it?
My experience, actually, like I mentioned with the counseling services, I just felt like, because I had seen a counselor, I felt like it was super helpful for me to just talk about what was going on and to have the reassurance that everything will be okay. And my counselor had offered me a lot of things to think about and a lot of things to do that helped me in my day-to-day life, and especially as a college student. Me being a music major, we're super overwhelmed with a lot of classes and activities and obligations that even go outside of class times. So it's very important to make sure we take care of ourselves and we care for one another.
This has been Chris Olivares, back to the desk with Mariana and Bella.
Thanks, Christopher. Now for all our sports fans out there, it's time for our sideline reports with co-sports editor Jacob Daniels.
Hey Javelinas, it's your award-winning sideline reporter Jacob Daniels. Let's get into some sports news. Our Tamuc cheer team traveled to Daytona, Florida to compete at nationals and brought home second place. Great job, ladies, and keep up the great work. That's been all for spring sports. We want to give a big thank you to all of our spring athletes for your hard work and dedication to the Javelina Nation. This has been all for your sideline reporter, Jacob Daniels, on the Javelina Broadcast Network for this semester. Make sure to tune in during the fall for some amazing fall sports.
Subscribe to the Javelina Media Experience to stay up to date with all the latest news on campus. And don't forget to pick up your copy of the South Texan. I was your host, Mariana Soria.
And I'm Bella Grossman. Thank you for watching Season 3 of the Javelina Broadcast Network.